Welcome to the Dental 18 podcast. We're your hosts, Kiera Dent
and Dr. Mark Costas.
Mark and I had this crazy idea that maybe we could combine a dentist and a team member's perspective because let's face it, dentistry can be a challenging profession with those two perspectives. And Dental 18 podcast was created.
I'm a practicing dentist, a multiple practice owner, a dental performance coach, and the founder of the Dental Success Institute.
I've been a dental assistant, treatment coordinator, scheduler, biller, office manager, current practice owner, and international dental consultant. Mark and I don't just understand you, we are you.
Our goal is to positively impact the world of dentistry by sharing our lessons learned from the road in hundreds of dental offices.
Two perspectives, one mission, to help dental professionals reach their full potential. Welcome to the Dental 18 podcast. Hello, Dental 18 listeners. This is Kiera Dent, and I am super excited because I have a fantastic member of my team. So she is actually part of the Kiera's Dental Consulting team. She's a traveling consultant. She has an incredible wealth of knowledge. And I think you guys are going to love what she talks about because this woman has changed my life, has changed my approach on how I collect balances. She's a rock star. So here is the one and only Donna. Donna, how are you today?
Hi, Kiera. I'm great. How are you?
So fantastic. We are actually sitting in my living room, you guys. So it's not like Donna and I are in two different parts of the world. We are actually here together. So it's fun. But Donna, share with our Dental 18 listeners a little bit about you. Give them kind of your history because you got quite the dental experience before you became a Kiera's Dental Consulting consultant.
Absolutely. Sure. So I've been in dentistry about 22 years now, started off as a clinical dental assistant. And then I worked as a dental assistant for about 10 years and then had an opportunity presented to me to run an office, which I had never done. And I thought that was an amazing opportunity. So I took it and ran with it and fell in love with that aspect of dentistry. And then I found you.
Okay. That was like a real short version, Donna. And I think you need to expand a little bit more upon that. Like, give us the knit and grit of like what you love to do, because that was really modest and I appreciate it, but you've got a lot behind those 22 years of experience and you look fantastic for 22 years in dental. So give them a little more.
Thank you. What I really love is I love building teams and being given the opportunity earlier in my career to run an office that was brand new. The fact that that dentist had confidence in me to just turn me loose and build his practice was amazing. And what I discovered is that I really had a niche for marketing, bringing in new patients, and also just the overall aspect of bringing in great team members and managing the entire practice. And so I just grew to love that. And here I am.
So Donna, you've done a fee-for-service practice. You've done PPO practices. Kind of walk us through the journey. Like, walk me through the different offices that you've been in and kind of your role within each of them through your dental career.
Okay, perfect. So with my office that I took when I first started in administration, we were insurance dependent. It was during a time where most dentists, it was right before the Great Recession, and most dentists had to sign up on insurance. So we were totally insurance dependent. So it gave me the opportunity to learn ways to bill things to the insurance companies to speed up the efficiency of getting payments in the office.
Ooh, which everybody wants.
Right.
They want to get paid.
Exactly.
Right? Do the work, get paid quickly.
Do the work, get paid quickly. And it kept our cash flow going. And my doctor was just totally amazed. He's like, well, how do you do this? And I said, well, it's just a matter of being efficient, checking and knowing what you're billing and knowing how to get around a lot of the delay tactics that the insurance companies do throw our ways.
Ooh, okay. So I actually want to hear the rest of your dental story, but I want to dive into this because you have a lot of really good ideas that you've shared with me.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about that. Because everybody wants to get paid faster to not have those nasty claims stocking up on us. So what would be some tips that you would have or different things you've tried that make it a lot easier for you?
So I'll just give you one example for crowns, for instance. We all know that insurance companies love to deny crowns. Even if you send all of the information that they've requested, you send everything that they want, and you still get that dreadful denial. So one way that I found...
High five, right?
Right.
High five on the denial.
One way that I found to avoid that is just get everything to them where they can't deny it. They have to approve it. And by doing that, I got my doctor and my team into the habit of documenting everything really clearly. That's with intraoral photos and with x-rays. And I made sure that everything was attached with a proper narrative. I've learned over the years with insurance companies, actually, sometimes we give them too much information. that they get into and evaluate and we give them too much. Like for instance, on an occlusal filling that needs a crown. Well, a lot of insurance companies will just automatically deny that no matter what the picture looks like. Well, I found that it's so much better in those instances. Just send an x-ray. You don't need to give them anything more. So it's a matter of deciphering from patient to patient what information is truly necessary and what's not, but getting them exactly what is going to work to get the claim paid. Also with crowns, I have found that to avoid a lot of denials, I did some research and I found 3 really great articles that doctors had wrote about standard of care. And if I know I'm working with an insurance company that loves to deny crowns, I just attach for their review those letters so that they can see them. So it's like, don't deny that claim because I have proof here that this is standard of care.
I love that.
And so that's worked amazing.
Oh, and Donna, I'm sure you have an arsenal of these ideas. Would you be willing to share some of those letters with our Dental A Team listeners if they're interested?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Because I know for me, when I started billing, like truth be told, I can now confess this because I feel like I've been doing this long enough. I don't have to hide behind who I should pretend to be, but like I didn't know what I was doing when I'd bill. I had no clue. I'd get a denial and I thought, well, just resubmit it and just try again but I like the idea of not submitting too much information and then also using like some solid proof that these things should be done from other doctors as well.
And getting to know your insurance companies really helps too. Having that one person in your office who truly is the insurance expert really goes a long way because you get to know which companies you're going to have trouble with. You know that going head on. So then you can go ahead and be proactive and you can just fight all of their denials right up front.
So with that, do you recommend having like somebody at each insurance company that you personally know that you call each time? Is that more because I kind of hate all of them and I was not the nicest, which I'm sure other people can connect with.
I found after working with several insurance companies, I kind of knew what they wanted, what each one's wanted. Some companies are so easy to work with. I take, for instance, like Aetna. Their reimbursement is low, but you know what? You're never chasing your money with Aetna. They pay their claims on time. But then you have that company that's going to always deny no matter what you do. So you pull out the big guns during that process. So you're not dealing with an appeal. So you know ahead of time. And as you get into it, especially if you hire someone who's new to it, as they work with the companies, they will develop that same intuition and they'll know with each company what they need to send them.
I love that. And did you create a form? Because I've seen this in some offices, a form that I would say is probably a famous, not an infamous form, like that famous form where for Delta, make sure you send these 3 things. With Aetna, send these. Is that what you did?
Absolutely. And I know that certain insurance companies there's actually insurance companies out there that don't require any documentation for procedures that others want. Everything. They want to know everything. And so it's just a matter of getting to know them. And then on my desktop, I just had everything that was specific. So anybody could come into the office. If I'm not there that day, anybody could jump right in and go ahead and do what I do.
I love it because you're speaking our language of a systems-based practice as opposed to a person-based practice. And I think so often it's terrifying. We get calls all the time from, hey, my office manager just left or my billing coordinator just left and I don't know what to do. So the fact that you had a system, those forms, this is what you do when you send a claim to Delta is, I think, one of the best things that if any of you are listening, we have our billing curriculum on the Dental A Team. Donna and I and another gal, Sarah O'Brien and Tiffany have all been working on this, bringing all the experience that we have.
Absolutely.
And we actually have a form in that course that walks through what to send for each one. But Donna's also a wizard with this, you guys. She's fantastic. So any questions you have, you can always send them over info@thedentalateam.com. Donna, don't worry, we are not finished, but I want people to know they have access to you because when I met you, I just wanted to pick your brain. I wanted to ask you all these questions. So Donna, you're such a huge asset to my life and our company as well.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So we're not done though. We've got to keep going. Donna's giving me the look like, Kiera, how much longer? And I'm telling her like, no, we've only just begun.
No, I love it.
But I wanted you to talk about your collections because you are good. Let's talk about your AR at your last practice. How was that?
Okay. So my AR at my last practice was actually awesome because I've learned through the years that it is much easier to run a practice where you're not chasing money. So of course I've in my career have made the mistakes, but I've learned from them. So my AR has never, probably for the past 10 years, been less than 98%. No,
that's just so pretty.
And really and truly, there's kind of no reason that any office should be less than that. If you handle it from the beginning, from the moment the patient walks in the door, if you handle it the correct way, make sure you're getting those over-the-counter collections, then you're not running into calling your patients or sending statements every month. One thing that I found that was really beneficial in our practice and we treated it really as a courtesy to the patient, was keeping a credit card on file. I mean, who opens mail anymore, right?
I do after hours and then the office isn't open and then 3 months go by and sorry, I still
toss it on the counter. And so to me, it's a courtesy to the patient. A lot of people now are using flexible spending cards as well. So it's a huge benefit to have that card on file. And when the claim comes in, the day you receive the check, you immediately bill the balance to their card on file and then send them a statement letting them know that you've taken care of it for them. The majority of our patients actually love that. Oh,
I like that because otherwise I see, and Donna, you changed my mind on this and I've implemented it in a couple different practices and they love it because if let's say the patient does not want to have their card on file, you have a different way because the standard that I see in most practices is enter the insurance checks, print the statement, mail it that day, or mail statements on the 5th of every month.
Right.
That's pretty standard. But Donna, you have a totally different way. So share your magic because I think this is brilliant.
So when a patient doesn't want to leave their credit card, which always puzzles me because I leave a credit card with everything I do, whether it be the spa or a hotel or a rental car. So I think everybody has my credit card number. But for those patients,
me too, Donna. I'm just going shopping today.
So those patients who really truly don't want to leave one, I let them know, you know what? That's okay. I understand. When your insurance does pay for this claim, I'm going to call you the day that I received the check, and we're going to go ahead and take care of your balance over the phone that day. I let them know that ahead of time so that they're clear. And then when the check comes, I do exactly what I said. I call the patient, I collect their balance over the phone, and then it's done. I don't have to send anything. It saves me the time, the postage, and the headache of chasing the money.
So this is so genius. And when I talk to offices, I had an office tell me like, I don't think that would actually work, Kiera. So they tried it that day. They collected the balance right then, like credit card over the phone. Yep, here you go.
It totally works.
It works great. And some offices, we've been using the verbiage because they're a little scared to like try this out. It's easy, like just send the statements. So if let's say you're a busy office manager, you're entering the checks and it's just easy to print those statements, right? You can just print them out, but that doesn't mean you have to mail them. You could even have somebody up front as you're printing these statements, grab the statement, call. And so for example, let's say I'm in the back entering checks. Donna's sitting up front. She's taking the phone calls. As she sees those statements pull up on the printer, she snags it. She calls on them. If she can't get me on the phone, mails it. But at the same time, you can leave a message saying, hey, your insurance is paid. We know XYZ. Right. Give us a call. Let's pay for it. And it just cuts down on so much of that extra work.
So much. And I even had more luck with certain patients. I never even mailed it. I would email it to them because they appreciated it. They check their email actually more than they check their PO box.
And usually you can see your email while you're at work or during office hours to pay that balance.
And then I'm not disturbing them either. I know that I would call patients and they would say, okay, great. I would love to take care of that today. Do you mind just emailing me the statement?
Absolutely.
So that works as well. But the key is taking care of it the day that you get it from the insurance. Sending statements once a month, I think those times are gone. I don't think that's good cash flow for the office. If I come and get a cleaning on the 14th and my insurance pays 2 weeks later, but you don't do statements until the 15th, you're waiting almost 2 months for my payment.
Right.
And I think
that's if you happen to remember as the patient to call during business hours to make this payment.
Exactly. So I think that this is it's great for cash flow and really it's a service to the patients as well.
I agree. And we were trying this in another office, they were a little hesitant. So we started using the phrase, hey, we're trying to be more eco-friendly. So we're saving on postage, we're saving on paper. So let's just take care of this over the phone today. And then we'll email you a copy of your receipt for whatever it is.
I love it. That's perfect. And that resonates with so many people nowadays as well.
Well, yeah, if we can save the planet one statement at a time and keep our practice and the headache of AR down.
Absolutely.
Let's start on that, right?
I agree 100%.
Oh, man. And then, Donna, with the credit card on file, because I like that idea, what would be some magic words to say to get a patient to be on board with that, even for my own self? Because I think we chicken out. We look at them in the eyes and say, hey, you want to leave that credit card on file?
Right.
Please say yes. So
exactly.
How do you say that in your practice?
And I have a beautiful form for that too.
There's another form, guys. Donna's full of forms.
Exactly. Well, for new patients, it's always a lot easier because they're just coming into your practice and they're just going to assume that's just the way things done.
So train them from the get-go.
Train them from the get-go. But for an existing patient who is not used to that, it's just simply telling them maybe at their next visit when they check out, pull out the form that I'll send you if you request it.
There we
Pull
go,
out the
Donna.
form and say, we've had some changes to the way we're doing our finances in the office that we have found works so great for our patients. And most of our patients have loved it. So we're going to offer that to you today. And you explain to them that as a convenience to them, you're going to go ahead and take care of any balance that's outstanding on their credit card. They don't even have to worry about mailing you a check and it'll all be done. All you need to do is take a copy of their credit card information and they can sign the form and then they're all signed up for auto bill.
Ooh, I like that a lot. And if you guys were listening, Donna is real good with persuasion. If you heard some of those nuggets she just dropped in there of a convenience to you as a patient.
Absolutely.
A lot of our patients love that because patients want to be on the winning team. And it is a huge convenience for them. And I know one thing to make sure as offices, if you choose to go, not if, when you choose to go this route, because it will make your life so, just imagine, let's just think about this. Current practice right now, typically, we collect our copays if we're, that's if we're even like a better office. Some offices aren't even doing that. We're we bill the patient.
Yeah, all set.
Let's back up. So if you're a practice that currently is presenting treatment plans, which hopefully all of you are doing, here we go. We're going to walk through this dental A-team because we want you to be that A-team. So here's our dream process. Donna, interject whenever because you've got so many ideas that I just, this is not a long enough podcast. We'll get her on a lot, you guys. She's fantastic. But okay, so first and foremost, we check our insurance beforehand, right?
Absolutely. You want to make sure that you're checking your insurance, that you have your details correct. That way you know what to collect when they're in the office because it's so much easier. It's always easier to get the money while they're there. Absolutely. Much harder once they leave the office.
Like the other day, I called you and you were off at Costco and we were trying to have a conversation. Donna's thinking about Costco and I don't blame her. That's what she's doing.
Exactly. No, it's totally true. So make sure that you have all of the information that you need for the patient before they even come into the office.
Love that. So that's insurance verification. If somebody is not doing that in your office, let's start there because that's a huge way to have accurate treatment plans, which then impact your collections, which then impact your AR, which impact your statements. It's a huge domino effect. So start there with insurance verification. Once that's done, good information in, good information out.
Right.
So entering that properly. I love when they get it on the form, but then in the computer, it's not quite what the form says.
It's not exactly correct. So it's very important that everything matches. Absolutely.
Beautiful. Then treatment coordinators or office managers or schedulers or back office team, truly in our consulting group, we heavily believe that back office team members, because all of us have worked in the back office, we believe that you can become those that present the treatment. Don't worry, don't freak out, but we've done this in several offices and we have found massive success. So every single team member, we hope you're listening to this, realizing this could be you presenting treatment. So I think it's important that we put the insurance information in, but we don't focus that insurance is the leading reason. So,
Right, exactly.
So the information comes in, the treatment plan is presented. Donna and I were talking about this morning, and we both like to say, hey, you need to get that crown done. Dr. So-and-so recommends it. They're fantastic at doing crowns. Mm-hmm. So it looks like you have number 19. It looks like with your insurance, actually I lied. Don't start with that. I would say we're doing number 19 crown, and it looks like your total for that crown is going to be $1,341. Your insurance is fantastic. They're estimated, as long as there's nothing out there, to pay approximately $400, leaving you with a total of whatever that is, $900.
That's right.
That will be due on the day of service. Now, I stopped myself on that because I started leading with insurance. When you say your insurance and you start the whole conversation of money with your insurance, what happens, Donna?
Well, then that shifts all the focus to future treatment for the insurance.
Correct.
Because then the patient, everything that you present to them, they're probably going to be like, well, do I have enough benefits to cover that? And then they become very focused on the insurance. So it's kind of nice to just keep that out. I like to tell patients, I'm like, you know what? You're so fortunate. You have a supplement that will help you with your dental needs. With that supplement, you're going to be paying this amount for your crown. How would you like to take care of that? I actually sometimes even collect it right then when I'm scheduling the appointment.
Amen.
Some patients are totally open for that. They actually kind of don't even know that it's just not the way it's done. I offer it to them and they're like, sure, I'll go ahead and take care of that today. And then you're done.
Yeah, that's even easier because if they can prepay for treatment,
absolutely
makes our lives that much easier. Then when they come in, they're focused on treatment, not on money, and it's a much easier plan that whole way.
Absolutely. And I found, especially when dealing with my quick start patients, it's very important to maximize their time. So anything you present to them that's a benefit of saving time, you know what, Mr. Smith, let's go ahead and take care of that today. Then when you come in, that's just 5 extra minutes you don't have to spend at my desk when you're finished. Out the door you go.
And I love that you use the phrases of, let's make this easier for you.
That's right.
Everything's in the interest of the patient, of convenience.
It is. It absolutely is.
And when you watch Donna present this way, she's very confident, very sincere, very genuine, because bottom line is she believes that that's really what will be happening for these patients by making their life easier.
I know they want to give me the money. I sense it. So I just take it.
I love it. I love that because also with that mindset, Donna, you're creating a reality for yourself. And I love that you said, I know they want to pay me.
That's right.
And that means you're working at a great office that's doing great dentistry. And if we're doing great work, people want to pay for great service.
Absolutely.
And with that mindset, you present yourself more confidently and are able to collect a lot easier than you would be if you're like, I kind of have to ask for this money because doctor is going to get real mad. That's
right.
Do you feel the difference even with those two?
If you're hesitant, they're going to be more hesitant because they're already hesitant. That's just a natural thing for patients. They're scared of spending money and they're scared of pain.
Yep.
So if we can calm them and we can be confident, it's better for them as well.
I love that. Okay, so we don't pre-collect on the patient, but they know what their insurance is estimated to pay. They also know if insurance pays nothing, they owe that $1,300, period.
Absolutely.
That's it. We've set the expectation. There's no question. They sign the treatment plan. We scan it into their chart. Off they go with their appointment scheduled in hand. They come back. We collect the amount.
Right.
I personally, Donna, I don't know what you did. I personally like to collect that money before they even go back to the treatment room.
I love it. And that is a benefit to the patient, but it's also going to save you on a super busy day, especially in a 2-doctor, 4-hygiene office where you may have 6 patients checking out at the top or the bottom of the hour. So that's always going to make it easier. And I would just let them know, hi, Mr. Smith, welcome. We're so happy to see you. As we discussed, this is going to be your balance for today. I'll go ahead and take care of that for you now.
Awesome. Direct, focused. Done. They hand the credit card to you. It's not a hard thing, especially if you don't act as if it's a hard thing.
Right.
This is just what we do.
Right. Just make it natural and then the patient will feel it's natural as well.
Ooh, that's great. So then patient pays, we collect, they're on their merry way. Then the insurance pays and lo and behold, they had a root canal that was done over at the other office. Insurance ended up only paying $150 instead of our estimated $300. This right then, now, Donna, is when you would call the patient, correct? You've entered that check.
Absolutely. If they don't have a credit card on file, if they have not agreed to do that, that is when I would call them and I would let them know, you know what? Good news. I got the insurance payment. It was a little less than we expected. So that means that you do owe this balance of $150. And I'll go ahead, as we discussed, and take care of that for you today.
Boom. Mic drop, Donna. That was that verbiage was solid because there's no room for discussion really, but it's not in a negative way. It's just very matter of fact. There's no emotion behind it.
Right. You're reminding them of the commitment that they already made to you.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
So offices, tell your friends, have them all listen to this, because Donna, you just shared some solid nuggets of how to get that AR under control, how to make your lives easier, be eco-friendly, call instead of mailing statements, like break the habit of what we've always been doing. What we've always been doing tends to rack up real high AR.
Absolutely.
And if you don't know what AR is, let us know that, because we can help. I didn't know what AR was, you guys. I had no clue how to even run that report, or even that I should be watching that. So we can even start
Get on
there.
to the billing curriculum.
Exactly. TheDentalAteam.com, and that is actually TheDentalAteam.com, has a ton of these resources. And like I said, Donna is now part of our traveling team. She is somebody that I just hold in utmost respect, and I'm excited for you guys to learn more from her. She's my go-to girl for billing, for questions on insurance, for the persuasion of how to say things and make you just feel like $1 million bucks, but she gets down to business. She doesn't mess around. So Donna, I am just thrilled that you took time today to be on the A-Team with me.
Thanks. I loved it.
Awesome. Well, you guys, this is Donna. She will be on this podcast several times, but please go out, take action today, get your collections under control. Try some of these tactics. Like, I challenge you, when you listen to these podcasts, to write something down, and maybe you just put it in your wish list that you refer back to each month so you don't implement and get nothing done. But try it. Try just calling on the statements instead of mailing them out. That's a very simple area to start. Make sure you're presenting the treatment plans, having them signed. Try the credit card on file. We have all these forms. There will be a link in the podcast for you to access these forms. Try something, because without trying, you don't become part of the A-Team. It's when we change and we get out of that comfort zone where the magic happens. So, Dental A-Team, this is Donna, and we are excited that you all joined us again on the Dental A-Team podcast, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks, Donna.
Thank you.
And that wraps it up for another episode of the Dental A-Team podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.